Imagine waking up one day and realizing that your thoughts were never completely yours, that your opinions, your beliefs, even your decisions were quietly shaped by someone else. Not through force, not through technology, but through psychology. And the most unsettling part? You wouldn't even notice it happening, because the most effective mind control is invisible. It doesn't feel like control. It feels like your own idea. Throughout history, powerful figures have understood one simple truth. Control the mind, and you control the person. Empires have risen using it. Cults have survived because of it. And even today, the same psychological forces quietly influence millions of people. The human mind is brilliant, but it also has hidden vulnerabilities, small weaknesses built into our psychology, weaknesses that the right person can exploit. Most people believe they think independently, but human behavior is deeply influenced by three invisible forces: authority, social pressure, and repetition. When these forces combine, they can reshape beliefs faster than most people realize. And the change rarely feels dramatic. It feels natural, slow, almost invisible. At first, the influence is small: a suggestion, a repeated message, a subtle emotional push. Then the message repeats again, and again, and again. Eventually, the idea begins to feel familiar. And what feels familiar begins to feel true. This is how beliefs are quietly rewritten, step by step, thought by thought, until eventually, the manipulated mind begins defending the very system controlling it. History has shown that manipulators rely on a few powerful psychological techniques designed to weaken independent thinking. The first is isolation. When people are separated from outside opinions, their world slowly shrinks. Different perspectives disappear. Critical voices fade away. And when only one voice remains, that voice begins to sound like the truth. Another powerful method is repetition. The human brain is extremely sensitive to repeated information. When the same message is heard again and again, the brain begins to accept it, even when the message is false. This is why propaganda works, why slogans are powerful, and why manipulators repeat the same ideas constantly. Because repetition slowly replaces doubt with belief. Then comes emotional pressure. Fear punishes disagreement. Approval rewards obedience. Over time, the brain adapts to this pattern. People begin to behave in ways that avoid punishment and seek approval, often without realizing their behavior is being shaped. But one of the most powerful techniques is confusion. Manipulators overwhelm the mind with constant information. Contradictions, emotional tension, mixed signals. The brain becomes exhausted, and when the mind is exhausted, critical thinking begins to weaken. A confused mind becomes easier to guide, easier to influence, easier to control. But here is the disturbing truth most people never realize. These psychological tactics don't only exist in cults or extreme groups. They exist everywhere. Advertising repeats messages until products feel familiar. Social media amplifies emotional reactions. Authority figures influence what people believe is acceptable or true. Most people never notice the influence because it feels normal. Sometimes it even feels comfortable. But the human mind was never designed to resist constant psychological pressure. It was designed to belong, to follow trusted voices, to adapt to the group, and these instincts helped humans survive for thousands of years. But in the wrong hands, those same instincts can become tools of control. The real defense against mind control is awareness. The moment you begin to recognize manipulation, its power weakens. Because influence works best in the dark. Once the mind becomes aware, the illusion begins to break. So the next time an idea feels overwhelmingly popular, or a message repeats everywhere you look, pause for a moment, step back, and ask yourself one simple question. Is this truly my belief, or was it planted there? Protect your thoughts. Guard your attention, because once you understand how influence really works, controlling your mind becomes much harder. And if you want to explore the hidden psychology of power, manipulation, and influence, subscribe to Mind After Dark. Because the deeper you understand the mind, the harder it becomes for anyone to control it.